Yo, yo. What's good, y'all? We got food theory, man. Is expensive water actually worth it? Is expensive water actually worth it? Taste test, man. Hey, look, I got a Central. Central costs about, y'all know how Central costs. About what, $4 a pop? You know what I mean? $4. And it tastes good though, you know what I mean? You could tell cheap water though. I'm just saying, I ain't boozing nothing, but you could tell cheap water though. Cheap water be tasting like, yeah, they don't taste right. No cap. But essential waters, well, this is one of the expensive waters. It ain't really that expensive. It's like $4. But yeah, cause I'll be like, buy $1 water, which is cool though. I drink those while I'm in the club or like in some, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But if I'm like on some regular degular, yeah, I'm drinking this. On some regular degular, I'm drinking this or the next one to this. Cause it's like this one and the other one. That's good too, no cap. But hey, like us, they gonna do a taste test. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all water is. Let me know what y'all drink. I drink the Central and the other stuff. Let me know what y'all drink. Y'all drink. Woo. Let me know kind of below though, man. But hey, like us, expensive waters.
The water in this bottle is 14 times.
Yeah, Voss. I heard about that. I ain't drink. Oh man, I ain't gonna go back.
The water in this bottle is 14 times.
But yeah, Voss good too though. I think I have. No, I ain't had Voss yet.
More expensive than the water in this bottle.
I had that water right there.
14
times. Something like that.
And yet it's supposedly selling the exact same thing, water. At 14 times more expensive, you'd be hoping for like gold leaf.
Well, you gotta have it, but it's the description when they be like, hey, it's H2. You know, they be having that little, I forgot what it's called. Like, this one right here is like 9.5 pH means purified water. I mean, that's good. So you know what I mean. If you don't got that 9.5 or higher, nah. Yeah, you drinking some bullshit. That's all I gotta say, man. You drinking some bullshit.
To be floating around inside of here or something, but nope, nothing, just plain old water. Clearly, this has got to be some sort of a gimmick, right? Well, that's what I plan to test today. Is the clear, flavorless, and odorless liquid we call water the same no matter whether it's coming from a square bottle or a cylindrical one? And when you spend more on a bottle of water, does that rich water actually taste expensive? Drink it all in, theorists. By the end of today's episode, your thirst for answers shall be quenched.
I don't know, it's copyrighted, so.
Food Theory, the channel
that's fine. I like how they did that.
It's always sparkling and never still. We've talked a lot on this channel about various beverages. Sodas, tea, coffee. Heck, we even tried olive oil mixed into coffee. Still hate you, Starbucks, for forcing us to do that one. But there's one drink that we've critically ignored over the years of Food Theory, and that is water. Outside of the one episode where we tested whether you could predict the temperature of water just from listening to it pour, spoiler alert, you can. Water's been a pretty infrequent subject on the channel, and it's not hard to see why, right? It's water. There's nothing much to say about it. Clear, odorless, making up 70% of the surface of planet Earth. H2O is kind of the GOAT of planet Earth beverages, but it's not particularly flashy. And yet, over the last 2 decades, bottled water has really exploded onto the scene to capitalize off of our collective thirst. In 2020 alone, the US bottled water industry generated approximately $22 billion.
Damn. 22 billion? Damn.
Dollars in revenue.
Nah, that's a lot. That's crazy.
Billion with a B just for water. When I was a kid, you drank from the
Hey, we were thirsty. You know, we thirsty, man. No cat, we be thirsty.
Tap, and you liked it. If you were lucky, you got to drink from the garden hose. But now, water's become so ubiquitous it's starting to feel like a fashion accessory. It is a matter of taste and of class. There are even trendy waters out there.
You want a nice, crisp, balanced flavor, so no Dasani.
I mean, just wrap your head around that. Trendy water. And of course, that also is going to come with a huge range of prices. A typical bottle of water today can cost anywhere between 50 cents and $5. So I just gotta know, is it worth it? If you actually drank all the different...
Mine's worth it. Central, mine's worth it, no cap. Mine's worth it.
brands of bottled water blind, could you legitimately tell which one came from a natural spring out in the French Alps and which was bottled by the spigot out back of Coke HQ? Can your palate actually distinguish between different brands of water? And if so, does the more expensive water actually taste any better? Today we're making Stay Hydrated Bot proud by tasting 6 of the major mainstream water options out there back to back to determine once and for all who is the Baron of the bottle, the Sultan of the still, the leader of the liquid. TLDW, we did a scientific experiment to determine what the best bottled waters are, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the differences were moist and critical. So to do this, the team obviously had to put together a taste test for Steph and I to do, a taste test of water, which in concept is just really stupid.
This is pretty insane. No, we're sitting here on the couch doing it. It's pretty stupid.
That's what we aim to figure out here today, folks. We're gonna take 6 of the most common brands of bottled water.
Oh, they don't got Central on there? They don't got Central? At you got Central. They got Feature though, Feature 5 though.
Ranging from expensive top
My water 5 too.
the line artisanal brands
I drunk that too. Aquafina 5 too. I mean, but that's like if you want. If it's in the gas station, you can just pick it up type shit.
to your cheap everyday options that
I say that's one of the cheap options. It's a lot of cheap options.
you'd find in most vending machines. And then Steph and I are gonna conduct a blind taste test to see if these fancy brands, pardon the pun, hold any water. It's also worth noting that we did this experiment using room temperature water. Not because we forgot to make room in our fridge, but because that'll help make sure that we're truly able to taste all the subtle differences in the water. Believe it or not, but temperature actually matters a lot when you're talking about the flavor of stuff like water. Cold water actually suppresses your taste buds. And for this experiment, we didn't want to hinder our ability to taste the minerals and slight differences of flavor. With that said, do Steph and I have the most refined aquatic palates, or are taste buds all washed up? Let's dive in.
All right.
That's Matthew picking his teeth.
That is me picking my teeth. So I'll swish it around later when I'm enveloping myself in the bouquet of these various waters. So Santi, take us through the experiment.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, really wish I hadn't heard that, first of all. Second of all, in this first round, you have 6 different brands of water in the cups in front of you.
Yes.
You don't know the brand. What you'll be doing is drinking from each cup, figuring out if you can taste any differences and if you even have a favorite out of these, and then you'll be ordering them from right to left, from cheapest to most expensivest. Then at the end of the round, we'll tell you how close you got, and there will be another round after this, which we'll explain when we get there.
So we're tasting the richness of the water.
Sure.
The thing is, there are no wrong answers here, Stephanie. This is a water taste test. You are responding to what your palate is telling you.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna put them in any old order because I don't think I'll be able to know.
There's no competition here. This is a welcoming space.
All right, let's do it.
Santi, how are you going to respond to everyone's comments on this experimental design when everyone's like, they're in different colors, and so the colors are going to affect the way you perceive the flavor?
So, they are wrong.
I'll drink to that. Down the hatch, everyone.
Oh, cheers. I don't know, it tastes like water.
At AT&T, we've been doing a lot of
Nah, you
Back in 2020,
ain't gonna lie, you could tell. My glass 5. I was at 6. Now you could tell the waters though. Me, I could tell like what's cheap and what's expensive waters. No cap.
we made our best deals
Most
available
likely
to
though.
everyone.
Most likely.
on all our smart.
Can y'all though? Let me come a little. Can y'all taste?
okay.
Can y'all change? You
I
know,
don't know
taste
if this
different.
is true enough. This is
Different waters.
the flavor
Different kind of
that I
water.
don't like about Aquafina, or like this is the sort of thing that I don't like about Aquafina. It's been a long
Slightly
time.
cucumbery on the front. Don't think I care for that one as much, but like I still don't care strongly. I don't know.
Blue, the color of water.
Still no smell, but I'm going to continue to do this the whole time.
It's mellow all throughout,
It's mellow, right? No, somehow that's a descriptor.
right?
It's smooth.
Purple.
This one has a pretty like sharp, bitter flavor up front, actually.
It's like plasticky.
For water, I don't know. Is it possible that I'm going to make myself sick by drinking all this water? My stomach is like, why are you so hydrated right now? That's not normal.
Okay, orange. Oh, yeah. No, actually, this is really bad. It's very metallic.
I don't like it.
Yeah, this is really bad. Okay, here we go. I feel like I need to
You said this is really bad.
clean my palate every time, but it's all
Oh
water.
no, this will clean your palate.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah,
This
there's
is-
nothing
this
in
is
this.
nice. This is
I
nice
think
water.
there's nothing in this.
I taste wet. I remember when Fiji water at least first hit the market, or I first became aware of it in high school. There was a kid in my choir who would only drink Fiji water because it was the purest of the waters, and he insisted on it. He insisted on it so completely that it was this pure, unadulterated water that he would open the bottle and then pour it into his. He would not let his lips touch the bottle he would pour it into his mouth so that way he would not taint the purity of this water.
Oh, that's crazy right there. That's crazy.
On the left, the cheapest water, you both got correct with Aquafina. The next one you both
Oh, so I got it right. Okay, okay.
also got correct, and that is Dasani in the orange.
Huh.
You started off strong, but the third one is actually the red with the star,
Wait.
and the brand is Evian.
Really?
Oh
Yep.
no, we have bougie taste.
The next one up is purple,
Oh.
and Smart Water is the brand in there.
We did.
So Stephanie, you actually got that correct.
Oh
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah. Wait, no, I thought blue was smart water. I wanna take this victory, but
You were half right because you did put it fourth in your lineup.
okay.
And then the final two, we have Fiji in the blue and Voss in the green.
Good
I
job
can
with
look
Fiji. You
I
called that
the
one.
Fiji. I biffed
Man, they did good. I ain't gonna lie. They did good. Okay.
it on Aquafina hard.
So Voss, on average, comes in at about $16.99 for a six-pack.
Yeah, balls, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
for water?
Fiji actually
Well, hey, it's good though. That's what I'm saying. 16 hours though. But it's good though. Like, you feel me? But
comes in at $15.99.
Yeah, 15,
Smart
yeah.
Water at $12.99. Evian at about $12 flat, $11.99. And Dasani at $3.79 for a six-pack, and Aquafina for $3.29. So both of the bottom range are in the $3.
Wow. Huh. This is making me rethink a lot of stuff. I'm also mending my relationship with Aquafina.
It
No.
seems like it. You
There's-
guys have come to terms with each other.
There's healing that's happening here in this moment.
Three things quickly became clear from that first round of tasting. One, that different bottled waters clearly have different flavors
yeah, they do. That's why some people say, "Oh, it's all the same." No, it's all. It's different. Different water. So you can tell. I mean, if you can tell.
that you can taste. Two, that you can taste a bit of the price difference between those waters. That's how Steph
You can tell that one. You can tell that's cheap. You can tell that's expensive. No cap.
and I were able to roughly predict the prices that were on the higher range of things versus the lower range. And finally, three, Steph and I clearly had some favorites that immediately stood out from the pack.
Ooh, that is nice.
On the other side of the spectrum, Dasani.
I don't know if this is the least expensive, but it is by far the worst tasting.
But why did we have such a polarizing take across these two specifically? Well, Evian's water is what's known as natural spring water, which, well, it certainly sounds like some corporate gobbledygook, it actually has itself an official definition.
Yeah.
The makers, or should I say bottlers, of Evian are in the business of keeping the water in as natural a state as possible. So, when it snows on the mountaintops above the French town of Evian-les-Bains, it starts to melt and seep down into the ground, flowing downwards towards the base of the slopes. As it flows, it picks up all sorts of natural minerals and electrolytes, like calcium, magnesium, and bicarbonates. These mineralized waters eventually flow into a stream outside the town where they're more or less bottled at the source, and then shipped to hotel refrigerators the world over. So really, there is some substance for why this water is so much better than some of the other contenders. They didn't just call it Evian because it was naive spelled backwards. Millennial me actually blames the movie Reality Bites for popularizing that theory. That food theory.
I don't notice that.
is naive spelled backwards.
In reality,
Oh,
Evian is just named after
type
the town
shit.
where the water comes from. Dasani, meanwhile, is a little bit less elegant, shall we say. Dasani, which is owned by Coca-Cola, buys up any sort of lake or stream out there and is like, yeah, it's mostly clean. Of course, those waters are not mostly clean, especially when compared to the pure spring water of Evian. If they tried to just bottle that water, it would end up tasting worse than Coke Starlight.
Tastes like dirt.
So instead, they need to go in and
Damn.
do several rounds of filtering. This isn't the natural sort of filtering that's happening in the French Alps, though. They use their industrial might to filter everything out of the water. And I do mean everything. What they're left with is basically pure water. Now, that sounds like it should make it even more of a pure flavor than Evian, but that's not actually a good thing. It turns out the purer the water, the more bland the flavor. Might be good enough for Aquafina, but not for the likes of Daddy Coke. Coke is in the business of making things taste good, so they add a bunch of minerals in artificially so it tastes like what people expect water to taste like. But to Steph and I, in this blind comparison, all the extra effort they put in to make the water taste better just made it taste more like backwash. Turns out the process of removing all the sweet, sweet minerals and then artificially trying to ram them back in just doesn't sit well with the two of us. But at this point, Steph and I were feeling pretty darn confident we could sniff out, or rather taste out, the best from the rest, which led us into round two.
Yeah, they did good though.
The
Okay, they did
updated
good
Google
with the
Home app
waters.
makes smart home monitoring easier and
Try
more
and get
enjoyable
them
than
taste of
ever.
water.
Personalize your
and our team's not so fun prank.
All right, Santi, hit us up. What do you got in store for us for round 2?
You already know the brands, you know the general price range. What you're going to do now, you're going to go through, taste every single cup again, and see if you can guess the order of price.
So basically redo what we
No, they're doing it again.
did, but having the knowledge of what everything is. So I think my strategy here is knock out the ones that I feel like I should be able to identify,
Exactly.
right? It's making me second guess everything.
I'm doing eyes closed. I have to go slower.
I know, right? We're rushing
Hold
through
on,
it
yeah,
now.
okay.
All of a sudden, we're like,
Okay.
we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go.
They're like, I'm gonna get it right now. Let's be methodical. Start here.
Yes. I don't really taste anything with this one. So it's either Fiji or Evian.
All right, what's next? Green?
Green.
How are you not swallowing so much air?
I know how to consume beverages. I'm the sewer, Stephanie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live within me.
What is going on?
I don't
I don't
taste
taste
anything
anything here either.
Santi's pulling a mind game on us.
Are these all the same? These are not different waters.
They have to be. The previous experiment, there was distinctive differences. This one does not have that. And also different textures.
So, this is where I'm going to cut in and say this was in fact a placebo round. These are all the same water.
Yeah, so they got it right.
I like that I'm still drinking them just to prove the point.
Yeah,
I didn't say final answer.
For the reveal, every single one of these was
Deer Park!
Deer Park!
A new contender enters the field.
Was this in the last round?
No,
it was
he was
not.
not.
That's why I couldn't place any of them.
Right.
You shysters.
Santi thought he was gonna be slick. He was gonna play some mind games, trick us into drinking the same water 6 times. But it's gonna take a lot more than party tricks to pull a prank on the Patricks. But what that showed us was that the flavor differences weren't just happening in our mind. We were actively tasting them on our tongue. So with that little control test out of the way, it was time to move on to our final round.
Round number 3, I'm assuming based on the fact that you have exposed the brands to us and that we're presented with another round of 6 cups, we're gonna match. Are we playing a game of matchy match here?
So what you're going to do is, now knowing how each brand kind of tastes, see if that factors into your decision making here. So you'll be tasting every one and try to order them in the correct order.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is still Aquafina.
You think so? I know you're going off of the bubbles. which
No,
is-
I'm going off of the aftertaste too. Like,
Are you?
Feel it in your mouth. Metallic-y, minerally.
I'm not 100% sold on it, but we'll say yes.
I won't lock you in at the moment.
you're
It's
fine.
okay. You don't have to commit.
Star.
Oh, yeah.
It's so smooth.
It's sweet too.
It's like thick water.
Yeah.
Thick water, like double C thick.
Yep.
So
Damn.
smooth.
I want to know what you thinking about. Tight shit.
So buttery. It's really good.
It's really nice.
It's really nice. Purple?
Boss.
It's not. Really? I'm not getting a whole lot of flavor in it.
I'm getting a lot of flavor on my tongue.
Man, should I have not taken a bite of that sandwich in between takes?
I'm gonna tentatively assign this to Smart Water, but I'm not sure yet.
Shoot, and meanwhile, I think it's Evian, but also I need to get rid of the
Okay.
flavor on my tongue apparently now. Oh, sorry. Great.
Here, drink some water. Oh, but there's a flavor on the front. I think that might have been the Dasani with the like front end, but it's clean on the back end.
Sorry, I'm desperately trying to clean my tongue
Do
off.
you know what I mean? Or is that the one I hated? Which I think. Are we experiencing some taste bud fatigue here?
I do wonder that. Is there a world where we are experiencing taste bud fatigue? Because there is a world where you just
Oh.
have like so much.
No,
Oh, I felt this one.
there's a taste on this one, on the orange one.
Yes. And it's a front taste, not a back taste.
Right, exactly.
Which means-
the back finish is smooth. I'm pretty locked on these 3, right? So Aquafina, the bubbly one with the back end flavor with like the aftertaste, done. Evian, I think is clearly here in the middle. I think it's the blue one. We're very clear on Fiji. I can do this. I can do this. I'm so confused now. And we
I would
have
agree.
very similar opinions
Yeah.
about all these waters, so it makes sense that I think our opinions would line up here as well. This feels like a lot of pressure for something that is so inconsequential.
Aquafina, you're both correct. Following with Dasani, which was in the green cup.
Yeah!
Okay.
Evian up next, the blue cup.
Okay, they got it right.
Ooh, come on!
Smart Water, orange cup.
Yes! Yes!
Fiji, it was in the purple cup.
Are you kidding me?
No!
No, wait, are you kidding me?
Yep, Fiji was in the purple and Voss was in the red star.
Left
We were
it
cocky,
there.
and we didn't bother to double check it.
Man, so then I got one wrong then.
Oh, and we even said it too. We said it was sweet, and Fiji has no flavor. We had all. I need to think back to Steve. Steve from high school, who didn't want to taint the non-flavor with his lips. Oh, what fools we've been. Hubris. Oh, we were Icarus and we flew too close to the sun.
What was Santi saying about water poisoning?
That you'll probably be fine. Don't quote me, I'm not a doctor.
Not medical, hashtag not medical advice. I'm proud of you for opening your mind and your palate to the wide, diverse flavors of water.
Thanks. It's been a journey for me. I feel like I've come a long way. I developed an opinion in an area where I was very happy to not have one before, unfortunately. But I am much better educated to pick between, between water when I need to buy bottled water. I'm very excited about it.
Right? This was great. Yeah, so next time anyone says to you, like, oh, bottled water will taste the same, certainly not.
No.
Nah, that's what I was saying. People always say that shit, man. Oh, it all tastes different, man. No cap. Like, this right here tastes different. Like, you know what I mean? It's like right here, like 5, 4, you know what I mean? The pack probably like 10, 20, tastes different. You get the gas station water, tastes different.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even for a second. What's your favorite across the board now?
The Fiji water and I guess the Voss are also favorite.
Yeah. I think for me, Evian and Fiji, down.
If you're going for like whatever a mid-tier, which is still pretty expensive water, but mid-tier in this test, Evian I think would be the most economical but still really good flavor solution.
Right.
Oh, Steve! Why didn't I listen to you? And why do I suddenly care so much about water?
We're on this incredible tour of a troll-themed Norwegian town, but we get into a dumb argument. Our guide saves the day, whispering from behind a troll statue.
Don't fight! You're missing the view! One app, over 300,000 experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator.
Hurry in to the Acura Summer of Performance event going on now.
Anyway, from our experiments, we definitively concluded that yes, you can in fact taste the designer waters from the duds, which honestly came as a pretty huge surprise to both of us. I was getting my, oh, it's all just water takes locked and loaded, but I guess the joke's on me. Why though? If the difference in flavor doesn't just come down to marketing hype, then what's going on here? Well, after I came back from the experiment, I started digging deep underground. I wanted to see what makes expensive water taste so special, and then I realized it's actually the ground. As I mentioned earlier, more expensive brands like Evian take supposedly pure sources of water, like those on freshly fallen snowcaps, and then lets them flow along and through the ground until they're packaged up for people like us to buy. The other luxury brands, yeah, they pretty much do the exact same thing. While Evian comes from the French Alps, Voss comes from an isolated stream in the south of Norway, and Fiji, well, it comes from Fiji. Pretty self-explanatory. And actually, it's probably the coolest water that we looked into. Fiji water, instead of flowing through a silly little mountain, actually is naturally filtered through a frickin' volcano. Yeah, they should just put a giant volcano on the bottle and embrace how awesome that is. Jokes aside though, it's the volcanic rock that actually makes the water have, quote, twice the amount of electrolytes as other waters, and it also gives it that smooth flavor. But then, how do rocks add flavor and smoothness? Well, imagine the volcanic rock is kind of like a sponge. A very hard sponge that was once liquid hot magma.
Liquid hot magma.
And has since cooled down into porous rock. The pores in the stone increase the surface area where a biofilm can develop. Essentially, a biofilm is an accumulation of microbes or microorganisms that act as a bouncer for the water flowing through, keeping all the gross sediment and bacteria out while letting the good minerals right into the VIP section. Then the water just sits there in an untouched chamber of volcanic rock, a chamber that limits any other contaminants and retains the important stuff for that pure mouthfeel. Honestly, when you think about it and hear it put this way, it kind of makes sense why it's so expensive, which is a thing I thought I would never say about bottled water, but here kind of makes sense. As for all the cheaper brands, since they don't have access to, a volcano or a mountain, these pure unadulterated sources of water, they just grab fresh water from wherever they're located. They then have to filter out all the nasty bits, and if they're like Smart Water and Dasani, both Coke brands, incidentally, they re-add some of those tasty minerals back into the water to give it a consistent flavor. Consistent, yes. Tasty, not 100% sure about that anymore. All in all, the cheaper brands are so affordable because they're not just taking water from one super rare, important, pure source and shipping it around the world for us to enjoy. Since they filter the water to oblivion, it doesn't really matter where they get the water from. So anywhere you can get access to a stream can be new ground zero for a water brand, which is why I tend to think that we see so many water bottle brands that are region specific, like our Deer Park here in the southeast, or the Northeast's Poland Spring. All you need is a
they be having different waters, in different states.
Source water, a way to filter it, and a dream. So what does this all mean for you and me? If expensive water is really better tasting, does that mean that I'm gonna suddenly smash my piggy bank to get the best culinary experience for my water? Either way, the answer is no, probably not. These premier waters do taste better, but that comes with such a hefty price tag. I am perfectly fine with fresh water out of the tap or, you know, mildly filtered chilled water out of the refrigerator. Would I recommend that you go out and buy a supermarket-sized package of Fiji water for your fridge or start putting Voss in water coolers for your Little League games? No, of course not. Remember, chilled water actually covers up a lot of sins across the board. But, you know, if you're at the airport and you're gonna need to buy a bottle of water for your long-haul flight across the pond anyway and be massively overcharged in the process, it might make sense to splurge for that buttery mouthfeel of Fiji's volcano water. Your taste buds will thank you. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bottoms up. Or, you know, you could avoid all of the plastic waste that came out of this episode with one simple solution, and that is Air Up. A real...
Okay. Alright, but anyway, like it up, sub, hit the bell if you new. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what water y'all drink. You drink, you know what I mean, Central. You know what I mean? Just let me know. Let me know comment below, y'all, man. But hey, like it up, sub, hit the bell if you new. And yeah, let me know what water is it cheap water or is it expensive water? Let me know comment below. But yeah, alright. Peace.